Politico.com. It's an interesting article. Bad news for Silicon Valley, as in the big tech companies like Google, Alphabet, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and others. Bad news for Silicon Valley. Attorney General William Barr is taking control of the antitrust probes into those companies. You know, the kind that can break companies apart for having monopolies and whatnot. Recent moves have sidelined DOJ's antitrust leaders. In other words, oh, we got a couple Obama holdovers. Listen, I'm going to take control of this. Have a nice day. I appreciate your help. I got this one. I'm the Attorney General. I'm going to handle this one. Thanks, guys. Recent moves have sidelined DOJ's antitrust leaders, leaving oversight of investigations into companies like Google to the AG's handpicked staff. You get a case, Oprah Winfrey. You get a case, you get a case, you get a case. And you're all not Obama holdovers, so we'll actually get to see if there's any justice to be served, instead of another cover-up. Attorney General William Barr has spent months taking greater control of the Justice Department's antitrust probes into the big tech companies, a development that could increase the peril for major players like Google and Facebook. Peril, huh? Interesting choice of words, Politico. Barr has centralized oversight of antitrust matters under a handful of appointees in his office and that of his Deputy Attorney General, Jeff Rosen. Those moves have sidelined the Antitrust Division's current leadership, headed by Assistant Attorney General Makan Delrahim, who for the past year has been the public face of DOJ's investigations into Silicon Valley's treatment of its users and customers. And I'm just going to type that whole phrase into Google to find a Wikipedia page if possible. American lawyer Makan Delrahim. Nationality, okay. Republican Party, okay. Wikipedia, there we go. What's this? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. His skin's looking a little bit tan. Little tan. Pretty fly for a not white guy. But what's the first sentence? This is interesting. This is interesting. And he did assume office September 28th, 2017, which means Donald Trump was there, although I don't think Trump appoints him. I don't believe. I believe that would be William Barr picks some of these guys, or whoever was before William Barr, because Barr was not then Attorney General then, from what I understand. Anyways, first sentence is holy shit interesting about this guy. You ready? He was born on November the 2nd, 1969 in Tehran, Iran. How is somebody born in Iran ever able to get deep into our government at such a massively high position? You ain't even born in here as an American citizen? And of all the, again, all the countries, Iran? Huh. Let's see where this goes. His family are Persian Jews, and they immigrated to the United States in 1979. Like many other Iranian Jewish immigrants, his family settled in Los Angeles, California. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen while in law school. He initially struggled in elementary school because he did not speak English, but he learned it quickly. His father owned a gas station outside the metropolitan Los Angeles area in which Delrahim, that's his name, worked part-time. He excelled in high school and was admitted to the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, graduating in 91 with a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. What the hell is that? The hell is Kinesiology? Kinesiology is the scientific study of human or non-human body movement. Kinesiology addresses physiological, biomechanical, and psychological dynamic principles and mechanisms of movement. Applications of kinesiology to human health, i.e. human kinesiology, including biomechanics and orthopedics, strength and conditioning, sports psychology, methods of rehabilitation. Okay, back to the article. He also received a specialization in business and economics. He then attended George Washington University Law School, graduating in '95 with a Juris Doctor with high honors. Delharim later earned a Master of Science in Biotechnology from Johns Hopkins University in 2002. His law career. While in law school, he worked at the Office of Technology Transfer at the National Institutes of Health and on intellectual property issues at the Office of the United States Trade Representative, Executive Office of the President. After law school, Delharim joined the Washington, D.C. law firm Patton Boggs. And who is that? It's an international law firm with 44 offices in 19 countries. It was formed in 2014. That doesn't make sense. Sounds like he joined way earlier. Squire Patton Boggs is currently the third largest lobbying firm in the U.S. The lobbying arm, managed by Thomas Hale Boggs Jr., is managed by former United States Senators John Brew and Trent Lott. Although it says it was founded in 1962. Anyways, I don't want to go too far into that one, if I don't need to. In 1998, he became counsel to the United States Senate Committee on the Judiciary, working under the chairman, Senator Orrin G. Hatch. Delharim worked on intellectual property and antitrust issues, including patent reform and the investigation into Microsoft. He later became chief of staff and chief counsel of the Senate Judiciary Committee until his appointment at the Department of Justice in 2003. Well, George Bush was president then, right? So that would have been appointment by George Bush Jr. John Leibowitz, President Obama's chairman of the Federal Trade Commission, who was previously a Democrat Senate Judiciary Committee aide and worked with Delharim, remembered him as being creative and a pragmatist. From 2003 to 2005, he served as Deputy Assistant Attorney General for the United States Department of Justice Antitrust Division in the administration of President George W. Bush. While there, he oversaw the division's international, appellate, and policy sections and was the chairman of the Merger Working Group of the International Competition Network. He also served as a commissioner on the bipartisan Blue Ribbon Antitrust Modernization Committee, serving with former chiefs of the Antitrust Division, Sanford Litvak and John Schenefeld, and ABA Antitrust Section Chair John Jacobson. After leaving the Department of Justice, he joined the law firm Brownstein Hyatt Farber Strick in Los Angeles, where he focused his work on antitrust, intellectual property, and appellate matters. His clients included, here we go, here's the key, his clients, meaning they're paying him, his clients, Google, Google, Apple, Anthem Incorporated, Qualcomm, and Zuffa. Seems like we don't need him in that position if that was one of his clients, huh? In March 2016, Delharim published an op-ed in the New York Times arguing that due to the importance of future U.S. Supreme Court nominations, Republicans should not oppose and instead should support Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. Hey! After Trump's victory in 2016, he was active in Trump's presidential transition. After the inauguration of Donald Trump, he became Deputy White House Counsel and assisted in shepherding United States Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch through the United States Senate confirmation process. In March of 2017, Trump announced his nomination of Delharim as Assistant Attorney General for the United States Department of Justice Antitrust Division. The role, which required U.S. Senate confirmation, entails overseeing criminal cartel enforcement as well as corporate mergers and acquisitions. In September 2017, he was approved 73-21 by the U.S. Senate. When he arrived on the job, he was reportedly gifted a hat with "Make Antitrust Great Again" written upon it. MAGA. By the staff of the Justice Department. When interviewed, he emphasized that under U.S. law, a monopoly is legal as long as it does not abuse its monopoly power. You mean like Google and all these social media outfits have been doing? He has given speeches arguing that behavioral remedies in consent decrees to remedy an otherwise illegal merger are ineffective, and that antitrust enforcers should instead employ a structural remedy such as divestment. On November 20th, 2017, he filed a lawsuit under Section 7 of the Clayton Antitrust Act of 1914 to block AT&T's $85.4 billion acquisition of Time Warner. And I think that was a good move. That does sound... This is odd as hell. Born Iranian, comes over here, naturalized citizen. But at the same time, even Trump, he picks people, I'm like, dude, that's deep state. And then later on, I find out, oh, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. He's done with them, he kicks them out. I'm not sure about this guy. This is interesting as hell. On May 28, 2018, he required one of the largest structural divestitures as a condition of proving Bayer's $66 billion acquisition of you-know-who, Monsanto. I don't know. But either A, yeah, he faked it for a while. Trump knew it. Time for him to step aside. Or B, no, he's still a good guy. For whatever reason, he's a good guy. He's legit. But since you worked with Google as a client, you can't oversee this one, buddy. So you gotta, step aside. So, back to the Politico article. Barr has centralized oversight of antitrust matters under a handful of appointees in his office, that of his Deputy Attorney General, Jeff Rosen. Those moves have sidelined the antitrust division's current leadership. Right? So, William Barr is saying we're sidelining the current system in place here, which includes that guy I just told you about. Headed by Assistant Attorney General Macon Delrahim, who for the past year has been the public face of DOJ's investigations into Silicon Valley's treatment of its users and customers. Delrahim and his number 2 Deputy Assistant Attorney General, Barry Nigro, were both recused from the Google probe, earlier this month for reasons that include Delrahim's prior legal work for the search giant. That has left the antitrust investigation in the hands of Ryan Shores, a lawyer in Rosen's office, and Alex Oak-Coulier, an appointee who joined the department less than a month ago. Delrahim's chief of staff, William Reiner, is in the process of leaving the agency, according to 2 people with knowledge of his plans, and Delrahim himself has faced persistent questions about whether he will continue serving under Barr, who had previously clashed with him during a major antitrust fight involving AT&T's 2018 takeover of Time Warner. Some Silicon Valley critics see cause for optimism in Barr's increasing sway over the tech probes, noting that he has had a wealth of antitrust experience as an attorney for companies like Time Warner and Verizon, both major rivals of the dominant online platforms. They view him as more likely than Delrahim to mount a serious antitrust challenge against one or more of the big tech companies. He has an understanding of what it's like to be in competition with these monopolists. He understands what's at stake, said Matt Stoller, Director of Research at the American Economic Liberties Project, an anti-monopoly nonprofit. I have more faith in Barr than in Delrahim, added Stoller, though he still predicted that Barr and the DOJ would bring a narrower antitrust suit against the tech platforms than he believes is warranted. Mr. Stoller, I don't know if you know William Barr as well as you think you do. You may be surprised. Barr, who at age 69 is serving his second stint as U.S. Attorney General, also has few deterrents to wagering an aggressive attack, said Hal Singer, an antitrust economist and adjunct professor at Georgetown University's Business School. Barr doesn't need future gigs, so he can pursue the tech platforms without worry about his future income. Because normally it's a revolving door. I look the other way, I should be criminally charging you people, but I look the other way, and then I retire from government, and I go make a massive, huge income working for your company that I was supposed to be regulating. In this case, they're saying William Barr doesn't need to do that. Not that I think that guy would anyways. He seems legit. Barr indicated during his confirmation hearing last year that antitrust would be one of his priorities. So, there's quite a bit more actually, a lot more to this article. But for my purposes of talking about it, I've given you enough. The hammer will be dropping on these criminal corporations. Take my word for it.